Topics on the professional. Today's my topic, my sharing to you all is on the professional transfer and charge lah. So what is actually professional transfer and charge? I think most of our colleagues is very familiar on Schedule H, sales and purchase agreement, Schedule H. Hence, this is mainly on the under construction case. And when during the property is ready for the purchaser to move in, and sooner the purchaser will be the owner of the property. Once they move in, is most probably the strata title, the grant of the property is not ready yet. Okay. So what happened when few years later after the purchaser has moved in and the strata title has been issued by the relevant authority? Okay. When the strata title is ready, we need to do a process what we call professional transfer. So you can see from here, transfer of a strata title, and you'll see a very cute cartoon here is on the developer or the landowner or the vendor. See whoever is the proprietor lah. Proprietor meaning registered person in the title is stated tuan punya tanah. So what we call is registered owner. And the process is from the landowner tuan punya tanah to transfer it to the purchaser, who is the beneficiary owner of the property, because they have already paid the full purchase price to the developer or the landowner. Okay, faham semua? Nanti saya bagi pop quiz Okay, what is MOT? Is what we call the Borang 14A lah. Those who have done the commencing matter, I think you all will be very familiar on that. MOT is Memorandum of Transfer, maksudnya pindah milik, and is an official transfer from a what we call is presentation of transfer to the relevant land office. It's actually basically is an official transfer to be submitted to the land office to instruct the land office to transfer the property to the buyer. Okay, when will this transfer take place? According, this is on the Schedule H, Sales and Purchase Agreement, referring to the clause 12 of the Sales and Purchase Agreement. If you don't know which version of SPA, you can always come to me. I can show you the copy of the SPA. And the developer or the land proprietor need to apply for subdivision of the property, because for under construction case for high-rise property, when the buyer is buying the property, there's no individual strata title on the unit itself. It's under master title. Hence, the developer need to apply for subdivision, and so that each and every unit will have their own strata title. But it's subject to land authority approval, and hence will proceed for issuance of separate strata title for each and every unit. So the owner of each and every unit no need to share on the master title. How is the process of transferring the ownership of the strata title? Okay, when the strata title is issued by a land office, the developer has the responsibility to notify on the issuance of the strata title or individual title to the purchaser and to the SPA solicitor, to the financier if the buyer is getting a loan to part finance on the purchase of the property, and the financier solicitor. So the notification is N, yeah, it's not all. So it's N, which means to notify every party here. Okay, notification to the purchaser or the borrower. You can see it from our office current situation now. I think most of the real estate team, the executive is issuing on the notification, including a chambering filter. So we will first issue the first notification, followed by 3 and 4 reminders to inform the purchaser that the title has been issued. Please come and to process on the perfection of transfer and charge. And after the borrower or the purchaser receive our reminder or the notification, they will instruct the law firm to prepare the document for the process of professional transfer and charge. What if there's no response from the purchaser or the borrower? And in the event the purchaser is getting a loan to purchase the property, the financial solicitor may advise the financier here means bank to exercise its power under the power of attorney. Power of attorney is actually meaning the bank has the power to sign on behalf of the borrower or the assigner to perfect the transfer and charge. And all the charges and costs shall be debited into borrower's account, which means the borrower need to bear all the fees. Okay, on the preparation of 14A, it need to be in accordance with National Land Code. We call it NLC. And MOT, the Borang 14A, need to be witnessed by the person stipulated in 5th schedule of NLC. For example, in Peninsular Malaysia, need to be witnessed by the advocate and solicitor, which means the lawyer. And the magistrate, the state director, the registrar, the land administrator. This is applicable for those parties who didn't engage a lawyer to do this service for them. They will do it themselves. They will go to land office to fill in form 14A by their own, and their signature need to be witnessed by the registrar or the land administrator, okay, or notary public. What if the purchaser is like staying overseas and they are unable to, the signature is unable to be witnessed by us because we are staying at Peninsular Malaysia. However, the purchaser or the owner or the party is staying at overseas, says England. If the purchaser is staying at England, the signature need to be witnessed by the notary public or embassy officer. Okay. And need to be signed by using black fountain ink pen, cannot be ball pen, or else will be rejected by land office. And this is stated under National Land Code as well, not because of the requirement, it's actually by law. They have no choice, need to sign by using black ink pen, black ink fountain pen. And this is applicable for those, the purchaser or the owner who is getting a loan. Besides preparing the memorandum of transfer, need to prepare the form 16A. 16A, which means gadaian, charge, mortgage charge, and charge annexure. Charge annexure, each and every financier or the bank will have their own version. Form 16A is actually on the owner of it need to charge the property, gadai the property, mortgage the property to the financier. Up until they have finished serving the loan, only the bank will discharge on their right. In certain scenario, the property is a leasehold property with consent, with the land authority consent. And it's the developer's responsibility to apply for blanket consent to purchase, to transfer. What we call the blanket consent is actually the developer will apply the consent to transfer to each and every purchaser for the whole building. What we call is a blanket. And imagine you are wearing a blanket on your bed. It's like one whole thing on it, on the building. So it's like for the whole building, the consent is gotten, is obtained. And thereafter, the financial solicitor, the financial lawyer need to apply for consent to charge to the land office. After the purchaser have signed everything, after the borrower has signed everything, and the consent is already approved, we will move to next step. And both parties have signed, which means the bank, the developer, and the borrower and the purchaser has signed the memorandum of transfer, Borang 14A. We need to submit the Borang 14A to the nearest LHDN, the stamping office, for adjudication of MOT. Adjudication, which means calculation of the stamp duty. You all know the calculation of the stamp duty for pindah milik for transfer accordance on the market value of the property. It's not on the purchase price, it's on the market value. Hence, LHDN will use some time to do the adjudication because they need to go to the property for valuation of the property. After the land office have adjudicate the property, they will issue a notice taxeran. And with the notice taxeran, LHDM will state the market value of the property, and the stamp duty for MOT is chargeable based on the calculation. Later, I will show it to you what's the calculation. And the payment for stamp duty need to pay within 30 days from the notice taxeran, or else late payment penalty will be incurred. Okay, but certain scenario, the stamp duty is exempted lah. Is for not only for HOC and is for the first home buyer, but subject to the criteria on the PUA stated. You'll be seeing there's a home ownership campaign 2019, but the current one is home ownership campaign 2020, or the first home buyer PUA. So this is the example for the stamp duty exemption. There are a lot of stamp duty exemption. We actually issue a table to our purchaser and to our client developer. If you are interested, you can get a copy from me or Sue-Ann on the table for stamp duty exemption. Okay, this is the calculation for MOT stamp duty. You all can have a look. This is as per the year of 2020, and this year also got no changes. Okay. And another thing that's a concern, the purchaser's concern is on the legal fee, because the legal fee is payable by the owner themselves, by the purchaser themselves. So if you are looking for your original SPA solicitor to conduct on the presentation, the professional transfer and charge, the solicitor can only charge 25% on the original scale fee. Hence, you will see from our quotation, if we are the original SPA solicitor, we can only charge 25%. If it's not handled by the original SPA solicitor, it's 50%. This is the example on the legal fee. The calculation for the legal fee for professional transfer and the calculation for the perfection for charge is the same on the percentage. And what's the document to be obtained from the purchaser or the borrower? This is the document to be forwarded, to be submitted to the relevant land office for presentation of transfer and charge. Okay, of course, we need to identify the relevant land office. We can only identify the relevant land office through the round chalk on the title. We cannot say, oh, it's Negeri Selangor, it's definitely PTG Selangor. We need to check on the round chalk. It might be Pentadbiran, Gombak, or so on. So we need to identify the relevant land office first, or else it's actually under Gombak land office, but you submitted to PTG Selangor, and the PTG Selangor will not entertain on this and ask you to go home and go to the correct land office for the presentation. And of course, we need to get the original individual title or strata title, the duly adjudicated and duly paid MOT. If there's a loan, need to submit the 16A, Borang 16A, the charge form, and the relevant stamp 16A, and the current quick rent assessment receipt, which means paid, and CT certified true copy of the purchaser's clear IC. It's better to have the colored IC, same size, and can see the features of the IC clearly, which means can see the eyes, eyebrows, the nose and mouth, and so on, or else it will be rejected by the relevant land office. And for the case of need state authority consent, and of course, we need to get the certified true copy of the consent approval. And if there is a HOC or stamp duty exemption, we need to submit the duly approved HOC certificate if applicable. If your case is not, then you no need to submit on the PUA issue. And in the case of there's a company purchaser or the company vendor or developer is of course is a company. So you need to CTC on the forms, what we call the company forms. Who is the director, who is the authorized secretary to sign is very important. And need to be certified true copy by the company secretary, not by the lawyer, because only the company secretary can identify who is the latest director. And of course, you need to pay the registration fees to the land office. Okay, many people ask the solicitor or ask why they need to do the perfection of transfer. Since they're already staying on the property, there's no different when they do the perfection. Actually, to do the perfection is very important. You may share this to your friend as well. So first thing, if you don't do the perfection of transfer, the title, the strata title will be forever registered under the developer's name or the proprietor's name, and you will be, whatever you do also need to get a confirmation from the registered owner stated on the title itself. Okay, if you do the perfection already, the property is perfected and registered under the purchaser's name, and you no need to get the confirmation from the developer. Okay, and if in the event the owner or the purchaser is getting a loan to part finance on the property, there will be have a bank, the bank will get involved in this case. If, for example, after 3 notifications from the solicitor, the purchaser or the borrower also don't initiate to do the perfection of transfer, and bank will sign on behalf and will conduct on behalf of the borrower or the purchaser, and all costs will be paid by the borrower themselves, and the bank will collect all the money through the installment. And avoid complication to transfer in case the developer cease operation, which means suddenly wound up already, and the Jabata insolvency will take place on that. Or it's the best for you to do the perfection of transfer so that the title will be registered under your own name. And you can basically do about whatever you want without getting the consent or confirmation from the developer or the land proprietor. Okay, these are the useful links. You can, if you are interested, I can show you the slide if you want it, and you can see each and every requirement from the relevant land office. So that's all about my sharing on the perfection. So whoever got any question to ask me? Hi, Swati Dolga. Kiling, understand Kiling?
There is one question posted in chat box.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good question from Ivan. How do I check or verify my current property strata title is under my name? Okay, if you have the title number, you can go to a relevant land office to conduct a land search, and you can see who is the current proprietor. A land search. If you haven't conducted the perfection of transfer, the property will be under the developer's name. Any more questions from the floor? Hi, number Shafa. Shafa, understand? Any more question before I leave the webinar or seminar or sharing? Oh, doing a land search means I have to go to those PTG office. Yeah, correct, Ivan. Correct. So in the first place, you can see from your Cukai Takseran, or sorry, it's from your Cukai Tanah or Cukai Petak, you can see which land office is the one who issue on the Cukai, so you can identify who is the PTG office. Or you can see from the title on the round chop, who is the land, which one is the correct land office in charge. Or you can always engage Halim Hua and Quack to do the land search for you. Oh, okay. When you are Kinling asks, do I need to perform the POT or POC first before I can sell my unit? So this thing, after the title has been issued, for most of the developer now, they don't agreeable and don't consent on direct transfer. Hence, my question is yes, generally, unless you get the consent from the developer that you can perform a direct transfer, which means bypass the first purchaser between you to the subsequent purchaser, your potential buyer. Okay. Yeah, Ivan, you need to find a round top on the on the title. I can show you later on how it looks like. Okay, our HHQ website, actually there's a Ask Leon there. You can ask from there, lah, Ivan. Any more questions? Hi. Macam sudah tak ada question.
Okay. Jack tak ada question to ask them.
Oh, okay. I ask no I lah, no I. No I ada. No I.
Ada Jack.
Yeah, hi. Okay.
Tak ada soalan.
Okay, tak apa saya ada soalan bagi you. Kalau itu purchaser sangat stubborn, sudah hendak 10 kali itu reminder, dia pun tak nak buat itu perfection macam mana? Macam mana? Sudah hendak 10 notification bagi itu purchaser, tapi purchaser pun tak nak buat itu perfection. Hi, I. No I boleh jawab itu answer.
Saya ke?
Ya betul lah. Tanya no I. What? Itu purchaser sangat stubborn. Sudah hendak 10 kali notification tapi mereka pun tak nak perform itu perfection.
Kita boleh suruh apa? Financial lah untuk to sign dia.
Okay. So your answer is partly correct. It's 90% correct. So the lawyer can advise the financier to exercise the power of attorney to perform it, to sign on behalf. Betul. Kita ada soalan? Kita. Okay, tak ada soalan. Then we end our session, Mai.
Okay, Jack.
Okay, have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.